All right, we're going to begin discussing this in a minute. As soon as some people come in here, we're going to start talking about Season 3 DLC for SoulCalibur VI. So I think the thing that I want to talk about the most is I want to get a good view on people in chat, whether you guys actually think that we need the Season 3. I'm still on the fence about it. I really am not sure whether I would be happier if we save that allocation of resources for SoulCalibur VII, or if I actually really want a Season 3. Part of me really wants Season 3, but I also know that they can actually release a lot of those things character creation-wise in separate patches and updates without having to release them in a full season. So this is a discussion we've been having on this channel for a while. I think it's coming to a head now, though. There's a tournament going on right now with the We Play, and I don't think we're going to get an announcement. It doesn't seem like we're going to, at any rate. And whether we get an announcement or not, I think it would be this weekend. There's other opportunities, obviously, for it, and they can do their own stream on Twitch or whatever, like they did last time. But I think the more important question is whether people actually want it or not. I know like the Yoon-Fam talks about this a lot in my personal community, especially on Discord. We discuss this a lot, and most of you are pretty much on the consensus that you want the Season 3, which I'm inclined to want that too. Like, more stuff in this game is always better, in my opinion. They do need to work on fixing a lot of things in the meantime, so hopefully like we can get some network updates and things of that nature. But right now we have to, I guess, be patient for any kind of announcement. Those of you that are watching the We Play the tournaments right now, I'm not sure if we're going to get an announcement or not. DJ Z101 says, I do, because who knows how long it'll take to get a SoulCalibur 7. SoulCalibur 7 would come out around 2023, possibly 2024. They always come out in the mid-life cycle of the generations of consoles. I look a little dark, Terrence. Let's see if we can fix that. Is that better? I just try not to use that light too often because it like shines right in my face. So I want to make this into like a Q&A type thing. So currently watching the tournament. It's great watching the 2v2 pocket picks. Yeah, I know the tournament's going on right now. That's what I was thinking, that we possibly might get some kind of announcement like during the tournament, but who knows at this point. I'm waiting for like any kind of news that we may get. I'm just not sure if it's going to come at this point. I'm hoping it does, though. I mean, SoulCalibur 7 is probably going to take a little bit longer. Like I said, that's why I'm saying 23 or 24. Especially because they'd probably be doing it on Unreal Engine 5. So they'd have to like reallocate all those resources that they had in Unreal Engine 4 and update them all. And we know how long it took for this game to do that. So what about the music, guys? Can you hear the music clearly, or is it super low? By the way, shout out in the stream to Terrence Sprouse and DJ Z101. We're going to make this kind of a Q&A kind of session thing. So I want you guys to ask me questions in the chat. If we start going too fast, and just super chat it, because it'll be a lot easier for me to see it that way. But right now there's only 8 people in the room. So it would be tomorrow if they announce it, DJ Z101 says. Yeah, that's the end of the tournament, right? But sometimes I'm like, I don't even think I'll get like a announcement. Like, if you want to talk about that teaser, quote unquote, that we thought was a leak from Bandai Namco UK, there was kind of an a Lizard Man picture that they leaked from like SoulCalibur like 1, and a lot of people were estimating that was going to be like an actual thank you, an actual like a leak. But I don't think that was a leak. I think that like his birthday is in July, I believe, and it might have been a post that just went out soon, because I think if the when season 3 comes out, I don't think Aeon will be first anyway. I believe Rock is first in the code, and they usually go exactly by how they're laid out in the code. By the way, if anybody is in the chat that's on my Discord, can you drop the link to this so that they know that we're live? And waiting for a few more people, but go ahead and ask me any questions that you want in the chat, guys, and we can start answering them. I mean, I'm hoping for Aeon first, honestly, like even before Rock. I know Rock's in the code for first, but honestly, like the Lizardman race is so bare bones at this point. I don't know. Like you can't even put tops on a Lizardman race right now. It's really annoying. Give me 1 second. I'm looking into Discord. Okay. Atherin says, sorry, I'm late. I was getting dinner. Also on it for the link. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, make sure any of the mods are on there. I know that some people are actually on PlayStation right now waiting for the members play session afterwards, but they need to get in here if they actually want to play. DJ Z101 says, not sure how accurate this is, but my coworker says that he saw a tweet from Okubo last year saying that he was looking for a collaboration. Do you think it could be a potential guest character? I'm sure. The guest is probably already approved at this point. Like that stuff happens like a long time in advance because Bandai Namco would have to like approve it and they'd have to put it on the like they have a okay. So let me explain how this works. So when they're going to do a season, right, for especially one that's not planned like season 3 would be, they have to go to their parent company, the publisher, which is Bandai Namco, to get approval for that, which means they have to lay it out because Bandai Namco publishes a ton of games every year. And they have this time frame where every game has to come out in a certain time frame because they don't want to compete with the other games because it takes away sales from their games. So if they are releasing a season 3 with a specific guest, Bandai Namco would have had to know about it like maybe like a year ago, like probably before like season 2 came out, about the possibility of when that would announce. But it also matters of how much money they made off of the last season pass because of the budget. Terrence Sproul says, what's your thoughts on a possible guest character in season 3? Well, if we have a season 3, it's not a possibility. We would 100% have a new guest character. As to who I think it would possibly be, my brain wants to go automatically to Cloud because the Final Fantasy VII remake is so fresh and it's getting DLC and the PS5 version is getting updated in June. So I'm thinking that season 3 might be maybe around June. What's up, KJ Franklin? He said, I just got off. What did I miss? Not much. We've only been live for 8 minutes. That makes sense. When I went to the World Invitational to spectate, Okubo told us that he wanted to make a world tour, but said that they had to talk to the company first. Yeah, no matter what they actually want to do, they got to get approval from Bandai Namco first. So, but like I said, they have a specific timeline that they have to fill things. So if they did get approval for season 3, but for whatever reason, they were slow with bringing it, like coming out with it, like it's not going to release on the actual schedule that they were approved for, then like it would either get canceled or pushed back because it can't come out just like whenever. It has to be in that specific time frame. And I'm a little worried because season 2, because the pandemic took so long to come out, like every character was like 4 months apart from each other, which is like astronomical. So we're talking like 4 characters in a season. So that's like a year that it took for the whole season 2 to come out, which is crazy. So if they were supposed to come out with season 3 during that timeline, they might have to actually reapply for new approval. And I don't know if that's going to interfere with the guests and things of that nature. Woody Kitty says hi. Hey, what's up? Thank you for joining us. DJZ, okay, yeah, we already answered that question. So like, yeah, they'd have to reapply for new approval. And the problem is if like the guest character, like let's say it is Cloud, right? And then like Bandai Namco approves everything, and they're set for, let's just say May 1st. Hey Matt, you didn't miss anything. So we've only been live for like 9 minutes, but if they miss their launch, like let's say like April 1st, they had to have their first character out by for season 3. If they don't make that, if they're late, they'd have to reapply for the whole season for reapproval because they have to put a new roadmap out for like the launches for all the characters, or release multiple at the same time. DJ Z101 says, I feel the developers have been mostly radio silent this year, and I'm hoping it's because they're just working hard. Well, of course, they're all working from home because in Japan, they're still in lockdown. So they're not even back in the studio yet. They're still working from home, which makes things like makes their workflow like slow to a crawl because they don't have secured networks. So when they have private servers like that, then like it's hard to share all the work with each other to get it from person to person to do their job. And then it has to get approved on top of that. So everything takes a lot longer. Terrence Sprout, hey Rocky, what's up? Terrence Sprout says, SoulCalibur VI to PS5 and Xbox Series S, and it'll run 60 FPS or 30. I think, well, they can't change the system too much. So when they do get an upgrade to current generation, they're going to have to force push it through. So they'd have to just like unlock the settings like they would do on PC, and then it would run at 60 FPS. But otherwise, it would be hard locked. But I can't see them releasing it on current gen with 30 FPS. Sound Logic says, I think the silence is hype building tactic, more impact on the announcement. That's a very optimistic viewpoint. I mean, like the way that they were releasing characters for season 2, taking about a year. I just think that they're a very small team. So I think they're just like busting their asses trying to get their workflow done. But like I said, if they miss their timeline for like when season 3 was supposed to come out, then they might have to, they might not be able to make season 3. Yeah, Matt. Well, Asia's doing a lot better with the pandemic than we are here, so they should be. They're probably okay. The lockdown is just for like safety precautions right now at this point. Hey, what's up, Mr. Estrada? Says I'm 11 minutes late. What did I miss? Nothing. We're just talking about the probability of season 3 at this point, and talking about the We Play tournament and the likelihood of an announcement coming around that point. KJ Franklin says, if there will be a season 3, I would like the new guest character to be a hand-to-hand combat fighter. I said that also. Like, I would really want a hand-to-hand combat fighter. I made many videos on it just based on the fact that a lot of the characters that we create like don't use weapons. So I would like a hand-to-hand, but I don't know who they would pick for like hand-to-hand style. Because like I said before, when they're choosing their guest characters, it needs to be relevant and topical. So I think that Yakuza 7 maybe, because the PS5 version like just recently came out, so it could be Ichiban from Yakuza 7, even though I think people would rather have Kiryu, but Kiryu is not in Yakuza 7. DJ says Tifa. Yeah, the problem with that is that if you look at all the guest characters that SoulCalibur's ever had, they only ever use the main protagonist of the series. They never choose a side character. They never choose the villain. The only exception to that was SoulCalibur 4, and that's based on the fact that LucasArts helped pay for that game, so they had 3 guests in that game. But besides that, if you look at any other guest character they have, Halmaru, 2B, The Witcher, all of that, they're all main protagonists. There's no side characters there. I mean, trust me, I would love if it would be Tifa. Tifa's one of my favorite characters in the Final Fantasy series, but it wouldn't be. It would be Cloud or nobody. Louis says, I'm still holding out hope, but whatever happens, happens. I'm still having a lot of fun with this game. I am too. You know, I made it a point on my last stream when I was talking about that I think the game is actually in a pretty good spot, and Season 3 is not that hype, in my opinion, anyway. So as long as they fix the game first, like I think they need to fix some things first, especially the network, because the network is garbage. Rocky Ford says, I was thinking about Jago from Killer Instinct, Cloud, or Sephiroth. Well, it wouldn't be anybody from Killer Instinct because that's Xbox exclusive. It couldn't be Sephiroth because he's not the main character. It would be Cloud. That's it. Definitely wouldn't be Noctis because that game is not relevant anymore. It would be Cloud because of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Guts from Berserk would be cool, but like I said, it's not topical. There's nothing with Berserk going on right now whatsoever. There's no like there's one game that came out that came out like years ago now. So there's no new series or anything to promote. So there would be no reason to cross promote that. Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. That's the same situation. There's nothing new with Game of Thrones. I mean, Sora could, I guess, be a possibility, but I can't see them putting in something like that. That's a little too goofy for their standards. Just because of like the character design. I mean, like the big shoes and all that stuff. Like, I don't know if they would actually put that in. Let's see. Starfly95 says off topic, but I saw Godzilla vs. Kong the other day and it was really good. Yeah, we could talk about that a little bit. I heard that there was again too much of the people in that video, and I heard some of the fight. I heard the fights were good, but I heard that the plot was really poorly written. Terrence says, "I'm very interested in Cloud's fighting style. How would he fight? Probably similar to it would probably be something similar to Siegfried because of the sword style that he uses. If there is a season 3, I would like Yoon-Song and Rock. Wouldn't make it since their moves are already used. No, they would just recreate a new move system. Same thing they did with Hwang Sung-gyung. If season 3 does come out, it's going to be Rock. It's going to be Rock, Aeon, or Lizard Man, Yoon-Song, and a guest character, because all those characters are already in the game's code, and they've been in the game's code since season 2. Yeah, Matt, I figured. FoxLife17 says, I mean, it's giant monsters. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get back on topic with SoulCalibur, because I don't want people coming into the stream thinking we're going to talk about season 3 and then we're talking about Kong. Is there any other questions that some of you guys have right now, or should I move on to a different topic? Atherin Dragonale says, even if there is a season 3, I'm not spending more money until things get fixed. I agree, buddy. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that we talked about in the debate with Deathzol and KittyMeowser is there's a lot of problems that are in the game right now that need to get fixed before like any new characters are added. Like, even if we do get new creative character stuff and creative soul stuff, it's still going to be locked behind the same lock system it is now. We're going to have a lot of the same issues that we have already. The network's the biggest issue. I mean, you can barely fight online. By the way, I think we are going to have a members stream. Well, we're not going to stream it, but we're just going to play. Like, we're going to have a members play session after this for about an hour. We'll go for. I know you guys usually go after. You still play after I dip out, but Atherin's going to set all that up. Yeah, Terrence, we definitely do need more creation parts, but the better option for them to do is make the creation parts universal. Like, don't have them locked behind. Like, somebody was asking me this week, like, where if we're getting the raccoon tail, and I was like, the raccoon tail is in the game already. You can only use it though if you use the outcast race. Like, a lot of the stuff is like locked behind the races and different genders. If they made everything available for every body and every race, then it would feel like we have a lot more than what we have right now. That's why it feels so bare bones. Solar Flare says, I'll just end up buying the whole season regardless. I love this series too much. I mean, honestly, I'm going to also. I'm not going to. There's no chance. Even if it was every character I hated, I'd still get it just for more creation pack stuff and things of that nature. MKSM says, Matt and I have good times online, but otherwise it's a pain to play. Also, hey, Mark. What's up, MKSM? Yeah, it's pretty brutal. By the way, for those of you who wanted to join the channel but didn't like or couldn't afford the $5 price point, there is a 99-cent tier. You don't get guaranteed to play with me in the members only play sessions, but you are in a queue. So if somebody drops out, then like I dip into those people first to see if they want to play, and that's only 99 cents a month. So I think that's a pretty good option. MKSM said, "Oh no, what read that?" Rocky Ford says it would be cool if they added new modes to SoulCalibur 6. That's not going to happen. There's going to be no new modes in SoulCalibur 6. Anything that comes out new mode-wise you'd have to wait for SoulCalibur 7. The game's like in its end life right now. If only the wings, ears, and tails had more animation other than just being there. Yeah, that's like, it's kind of like a Xenoverse situation. Like when you got the Super Saiyan or the Saiyan tail, it just like sits there, doesn't move or anything. It is a problem. I mean, the wings flap a little bit. There is some animation there, but it depends on whether you have the ones that come baked in or the accessory wings. The accessory wings just sit there, but the ones in the actual race on their backs move a little bit. I look into joining maybe once I get my stimmy. Yeah, I figured the 99 cents a month will be good for a good solid thing for everybody, because like, I'm not saying that everybody has 99 cents a month extra, because things add up. Like if you have like Netflix and Disney Plus and all that stuff, obviously it's hard, but I thought it was a better option than the $5 one. Just the $5 one guarantees that you get to play with me. The 99 cents one doesn't, but that's only if you get locked out. The $5 tier is like one-on-one playing too. Especially the $10 tier. Like if you guys do that, then like I play with you like whenever you want. I miss Weapon Exhibition mode too. I'm hoping that some of those modes actually make a return in SoulCalibur VII, and it should, because there's going to be a bigger budget for 7 guaranteed. So we are probably going to have, we'll see some of those modes returning, and I think Weapon Exhibition mode will probably be like one of the first modes to come back. Weapon exhibitions for characters like Aswell would look really cool, but I don't really see them adding them into 6. Yeah, we're not going to see any new modes in 6 at all. Omni King Zeno says, "What's up, Mark? What is up, buddy? Thank you for joining the stream." I hope they make Aeon look distinct from other lizards. Maybe give him wings or nose or a horn thing. I think they will. I'm actually hoping that they go with a little bit of feathering this time. I think that would be cool. Give him like a little bit of a dinosaur look and have some feathers. I think that would be awesome. But I just don't know if they're going to go with more of like the lizard from like SoulCalibur 1, or if they're going to go more Aeon style from SoulCalibur 5. Since this is like a reboot and it takes place during a time of the original timeline SoulCalibur 1, I'm thinking it might be like a more basic looking lizard man, but I'm hoping they don't. I mean, they changed Huang so much that like I can't see them doing that. When Rock and Yoon-Song and all them do come back, and Lizardman, I think they're going to be vastly different than they've ever seen them before. I just hope the Lizardman's still dual wielding. That's my thing, because it'll give us some options for dual wielding. Maybe make him taller than other Lizardmen. I'm not sure how that would work for the hitboxes and the polygon stuff. I think they should give him like more spikes and stuff like that, or like horns. That's what I'm expecting, Fox. So like when Lizardman comes out and he's released with his pack, we're gonna have a lot more options for customizing the lizard race in the game, which is a good thing, because the lizard race is so bare bones. Like the lizard race got like shafted the hardest when it comes to all the races in the game, because they have like almost nothing. Solarfare says, I mean, yeah, when Huang released, he looked completely different than he did in Mina's story, so I could easily see them doing the same thing with Aeon. Yeah, not only did he look different, he plays totally different than he ever did. Which is why I think they're definitely gonna do with Rock, because obviously you guys know that Rock, a lot of his moves are rolled into Astaroth, so he's totally gonna get a new overhaul too. Which I'm kind of curious what they're gonna do with him. I hope it's something cool. I really do. It would be cool if he has wings. Like, you know how he has the wings that come out in SoulCalibur 5 when he's doing the flying moves? The wings come out or whatever? I would like if he had, like, constant wings. But I don't know if I would like him to have just, like, those basic, like, feathered wings, or if they could do something cool with that. Like, kind of maybe, like, bat wings. But, like, when he has them down, it looks like a cape, or, like, wraps around him like Batman and then just, like, unleashes. That would be cool. Rock's going to be the Thor of SoulCalibur. I don't know what weapon he's going to have, to be honest, because that dude's had so many weapons throughout the years. He's had axes, like hammers, maces, like sledgehammers. He's had like a bunch of different weapons. For season 3, he'll be the first to get released. Rock, Aeon, or no, it would be the release is Rock first, then Aeon, then a guest, and then Yoon Song. When Hwang got released, they revealed he kind of looked like a blue ninja, like Kage from Virtual Fighter, and a Bloodborne character. Yeah, a lot of people say that. I prefer him to have his hammer. It'd be cool if he had a dual-wielded hammer, though. Or what if he has a double-sided hammer that like comes together, kind of like grows, so he can use 2 hammers at once, or put it together like some kind of like double-edged hammer thing? I think that'd be pretty dope. There's a lot of possibilities that his movesets could be enhanced. By the way, guys, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I'm always looking for new members of the Yoon fam. Just make sure you're a cool person. Hey, JBLN Kokoro, what's up? I want to see how Rock is portrayed in his Soul Chronicle. Yeah, that's another big thing. I mean, we know we did a whole video on that this week about like what about his past is going to change, because I think they're definitely going to overhaul the character completely. Omni King Zeno says, if Cloud ever does come to SoulCalibur, that would be beyond dope. Well, he was supposed to come already. But yeah, if he does come for the cross promotion with SoulCalibur, with Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think he'll be dope. Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 has met in Tekken 7, even though he was most likely to be made for SoulCalibur. And Negan from The Walking Dead wasn't supposed to be in Tekken 7, but Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah, I heard those too. I heard those. Wayne, what's up? Welcome to the chat. It says they need a new mechanic or the game is dead. At least 4 characters, Algol, Vi, and a character. Okay, so Wayne, the characters that are already in season 3 have been in the game's files for well over a year. It's not going to be and they wouldn't add Virgil because Virgil's not the main character, so it would have to be Dante or Nero. It's definitely not going to be Zvi, because Zvi is in the game's library and he's stated to be 12 years old during this time right now, so he's too young to be in the game. It's Rock, Aeon, Yoon Song, and a guest character. That's 100% who they're going to be, and there's going to be no new mechanics. I guarantee you. Maybe Rock like Nightwolf, where he can channel different animal spirits or something like that. Kind of, but he's not like really like native, so I don't know if he would be able to do something like that. Members party is already up. Yeah, I saw Pausa on there, and he's not in the chat, and he's on the party like waiting. He should be in the chat first. Omni King says, yeah, Noctis throws off the game's momentum in Tekken with his crazy flashy stuff. I think he's pretty fun though. I mean, like my favorite guest character in that to use is Negan, because his damage output is crazy. He's got like some of the biggest damage in the game. Like Lucille will take away like a third of your health with like one hit. It's crazy. I guess it's offsetting because he's kind of slow and he doesn't have a lot of combo strings, but he's pretty crazy. Negan's face looks awful, though. Yeah, his talking animation does look awful. I think his hair is the worst. His hair looks like it's like PS2. Do you think for SoulCalibur VII they will get rid of that annoying reversal edge? I don't think they'll get rid of it, but I hope they revise it. I mean, it can still be fine. All they have to do is A, cut down the animation time for the choices, and B, have it cost meter. Because at this point it's broken because it gives you meter if you do it. Like, it needs a cost meter to use, and then it'll balance it out. Fox says looks good, feels good. Yeah, looks good, feels good. Omni King Zeno says Negan is very fun. I used to be dreaded by him when I first started. Yeah, because his damage output is crazy. Especially that one move, that one combo where he just like slams you on your head and rubs it back and forth. Like, that takes away like almost half your health. It's like Paul's 50%, but you don't have to do anything except for like a regular basic combo string to get it done. He's brutal in that game. Zvi is 12 years old in SoulCalibur VI, just for a refresher. What are the ages of Amy and Talim? I believe Talum is 15, and I'm not. I have to look Amy up. I don't remember. Reversal edge is fine, but they should make it takeaway meter. Like, yeah, that's what I just said, Omni King. Like, it's okay. I mean, it's easy to avoid, but like, it definitely needs to cost meter, and it needed to speed up the animations too because it breaks up the gameplay too much, in my opinion. But besides that, all you have to do to balance it would be, like I said, have a cost meter, and then it should be fine. I try not to use it anyway. Like, I hardly ever use it. That's why, like, when the game first came out, I was having a really big problem with it because they had the reversal edge baked into basic combo strings. So it would break up your combo because it would automatically just do the reversal edge in the combo string. I really hated that. Yeah, it definitely does need to be reworked. Like, I'm fine with it, and I'm fine. I don't like it as mad as when people use it as when I used to. Mainly because there's a lot of defenses against it, but I just think that it needs to cost meter. That's the biggest thing for me. Raphael's reversal edge is the longest. Yeah, they all take so long. All of them do. Like, that's my biggest problem. You're in the middle of this like awesome combo ridden like match, and then like someone pulls reversal edge, and you're sitting there for like a minute. It feels like. I mean, it's not that long. It's probably like 10 seconds, but it just feels like forever in the middle of the combo. Yeah, I never use reversal. Omni King says using combos is far more rewarding anyway. Yeah, I tend to use combos. I never use reversal edge. I don't even use it as a last minute tactic. But to be honest, I barely use critical edges anymore either. I usually wait until I have the meter saved up, and I'll do a soul charge, because then once you get into the soul charge mode, you have access to all the characters' combos. Because it seems like a third of the characters' combos are actually locked behind soul charge. Suleiman, is that how it's pronounced? The Magnificent. Welcome to the chat. Should I buy SoulCalibur VI? It's on sale right now for $8. Yeah, $8 is a great price for it. The only problem is that like there's 2 seasons of DLC that are already out, so like you're going to be copping like, I think the first one's like $24.99 and the second one's like $15.99 or $14.99 if I don't remember correctly, unless the seasons are on sale too. But yeah, even the base game is fine for $8. That's a good price. I mean, I paid like $100 when it came out, so. Solar for 95 says reversal edge is pretty bad, but at least it's not as bad as the clash system from Injustice. Now that really breaks up the gameplay. Yeah, I mean, I tend to play Injustice 1 more than Injustice 2 because it's got better mechanics and better pacing, in my opinion, but that's definitely true. Reversal edge feels like the Dragon Rush system from Dragon Ball Budokai 3, which I hated that system. That's why I like Infinite World way better, because the Dragon Rush system was garbage. Is the single player any good? Yeah, okay, so if you're doing the single player, there's a lot of different modes in this game for you to use. So you have, every character has a Soul Chronicle, which is like a story that takes like at least an hour to beat, of like just giving you lore of that character's story, and there is fighting in there. There's the main story mode, and then on top of the story mode, there's also Libra of Souls, which is a ton of hours of gameplay. That's like where you move around the map, and you there's a story that is canon to the story in there. So there's a lot of actual single player stuff in SoulCalibur VI, more than 4 and 5, definitely. Do I prefer critical finishes or critical edges? Critical edges, because they could be used last minute to save you. But like I said, I usually use Soul Charge, just so I can do the different characters' combo strings, because I want to have access to all that stuff. By the way, guys, if you're on here, please like the stream, because it helps get into YouTube's algorithm better. I would appreciate it if you like the stream. There's 17 people in here, and 6 people have liked it. Thank you to those who have liked it. Taryn says he prefers critical finish. Omni King says he prefers critical edges. Everybody's playstyle is totally different. Like I said, like once I figured out Soul Charge, like I never stopped using it. Like I pretty much ignore everything in fact of that, just so I can use the combos. And for members, we are going to have a play session after this for a little bit. I should be good for about an hour to play after the stream. New character suggestion is Toki, Taki's master. They say they won't put a new mechanic, but they should. It can be reversal edge cancels. Well, if you want to adjust it to have cancellations for reversal edge, that I could see them kind of doing that to balance it, but I would, like I said before, I'd rather them just have it cost meter instead. I think it'd be easier. Toki is cool, by the way. But I don't know if they would actually make him a fully playable character. He'd probably be a situation like they'd probably use Creative Soul parts and have him in like the story mode or something like that. Omni King says, I could hardly get critical finish. I hardly use critical edge, but I use it sometimes in my combos to finish someone off, and it's pretty dope. It's definitely visually pleasing. It does look really cool. But Wayne, I don't think we're not gonna see any new characters in season 3, definitely. Wolf LMX says, hello. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. Thank you for the 6 new people who have liked the stream. We're up to 12 likes. I really appreciate it. And yeah, Solar Flare 95. I'm a little bit worried about Injustice 3 because they did a lot of mechanics in Injustice 2 that I think hurt the game. So I'm just hoping that they either go back to basics or they adjust that stuff. Wolf says, I follow you from Italy. Well done. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Sir Blazefire 1985 says, I'd rather have Aeon and Yoon Song. If we do get a season 3, those characters are 100% going to be in because they've been in the game's code for over a year. So like I said, I'll say it again for all the new people in here. If we do get season 3, hey, Brian, what's up? It is going to be Rock first, then Aeon, then a guest character, and then Yoon Song is going to be the last character. Solar95 says, as long as they don't go crazy like they did with the grinding in 2. That's my biggest problem with it, is the grinding, because they introduced the loot system. They use Injustice as like a kind of petri dish playground before, like for Mortal Kombat. So that's why the Mortal Kombat system is like way less grindy and way better than Injustice 2. Because the game sells less, so they use it as like a little like petri dish to figure out what works and what doesn't. All I know is they better bring back Doomsday in 3. I want kind of like a towers mode back though. If they could add anything, honestly, I don't think they're going to add any modes. But one of my favorite things about SoulCalibur 4 was the towers mode. So if they do add anything, I hope that they would add something back like that. But maybe they'll put that in 7. Who knows? Brian Mina says, do you think it'll be any guest characters from Final Fantasy like Cloud, Sephiroth, or Tifa? Well, like I already covered, it won't be Sephiroth or Tifa because SoulCalibur only uses main protagonists, so it would be Cloud. And I think there is a pretty good chance because of the Final Fantasy VII Remake is getting the PS5 and Xbox Series X version in June, which would be around the time of his character's release. So to correlate with that, so it will work out perfectly if they added Cloud. Terrence Sprouse says, I hope Rock has a beard. Laugh out loud. I'm not sure if he will, but that would certainly be interesting. Swordfresh says, I'd be fine with any new single-player content. Me as well. Brian says, Towers mode was good, not too bad. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I like the mode in 5 better. You remember that endless card battle mode where you actually like get to fight Harada? All the creative characters. They have something similar to that in 6, actually, though, honestly. If you go to Libra of Souls and like you get to a certain point of Libra of Souls, you can go into these astral fissures and you challenge like other people's creative characters from their Libra of Souls characters from like all over the world, and it's a different character every single time you play. So I actually really like that mode of Libra. I jump in there just to play that sometimes. Towers mode and Chronicle of the Sword would definitely keep me off from multiplayer. Those modes were so fun. Well, you know what keeps me off of multiplayer? The netcode, because the netcode is garbage. But Chronicles of the Sword, you guys know, is my favorite mode of all time. Like, obviously, SoulCalibur 3 is my favorite if you guys follow the channel. And Chronicles of the Sword is one of the reasons why. I don't think they would do the mini map running like they did before, because I think that's a little outdated in terms of gameplay mechanics. Like, maybe you'd be able to control the characters in like a third-person point of view and do it that way. But yeah, I desperately want like a Chronicles of the Sword mode back. I have For Honor Fox, but I think I played it like once and like never touched it again. Florver says he'd better. I mean, they took away Mitsurugi's epic beard. Maybe, I mean, if they had 2-player costumes in this game, then maybe they would have it, but there's no 2-player costumes. Wolf LMX says, why we get poor parts and incomplete setup in the creation characters? Because they're rehashing a lot of the stuff that they had from SoulCalibur 4 and 5 already, since those were on Unreal Engine 3, and this game's in Unreal Engine 4. Porting them over costs a lot of money because they have to re-overlap them with polygons. They can't just port over the same one. So they have to kind of recode it to work with this new engine. So it takes a lot longer to set up. Yeah, Brian, we were talking about Weapon Master mode earlier. Like, everyone seems to want that mode back. Okay, they need to add beards as accessories. They should, or just like give us the option for facial hair, because like the facial hair that they have in the game already is pathetic. Like, people are like, oh, there's only like 20 faces. I'm like, there's less than that, because it's like 5 faces, and then they add their own facial hair to it, and it doesn't work. They need to just be able to add it. Omni King says mustache. Well, they wouldn't have mustaches because the samurai didn't have mustaches unless they had like a full beard. But unless they made him like Ronin style, which he technically is kind of like a Ronin anyway. I mean, he doesn't really fight for the Emperor without the different faces. Fox, yeah, definitely. I wish that all the character creation parts were honestly like treated like accessories. Because then that would kill a lot of the floating and clipping issues if we could actually resize it ourselves on the character. Because like I can't even wear like the student's hat because it like floats off your head. It looks ridiculous. But if they allowed you to adjust the size and ratio and the axis like they do with the accessories, then like I'd be able to get it to work. I'm drinking a lot today because I had a burrito for lunch and had like this really spicy avocado sauce, and it was super spicy. Hilda's jacket and the jean jacket being a shirt hurts my soul. Yeah, dude, I really don't like what they're doing with the character creation in 6. The character creation in 5 was much better, and that's like the only like thing about 5 that's better than 6 is that character creation was like the best the series has ever put out because it doesn't have all the limitations. Sound Logic says, yeah, many parts are unusable from floating. Definitely. Like the capes, a lot of stuff floats because they're made for the larger characters also. So then if you have like any kind of smaller or medium-sized character, it looks ridiculous. Brian says it's a little the same with like 5 with how the character creation specifically with the faces and voice. Yeah, I agree. Wolf MX says, how chance we have into 1 to 100% to get a season 3. I mean, before, if you would have asked me, I would have said like 100, but now I'm at kind of like a 70%. No, man, I'm pretty good with Mexican food. It doesn't really, I don't really get any of those side effects from it. Probably because I eat it so much. Fox says I'm at 50. Yeah, I mean, it just depends whether... I just wish they would be more forthcoming with what's going on. If they had to present it to Bandai Namco for new approval because they missed their opening, then that drops my score down a lot because the chances of them getting reapproval rating from Bandai Namco are slim to none at this point because of all the new projects coming out this year. And they should have put in a stage select for creation. Older games had it. It helps with variety and also testing and lighting. I 1000% agree. And I get tired of that same music over and over again. So usually I just use this. I put Spotify on, honestly, when I'm creating characters, because I'm so tired of that. Omni King says I'm at like 65. Yeah, that's reasonable. Sir Blaze says I like to create a Soul Voices in SoulCalibur 3. Oh yeah. SoulCalibur 3 is my favorite for everything. MKSM says Matt joined voice chat. No, wait till after to do the stream stuff, MKSM. We're in the middle of a stream. Wait till after the stream is over to do the gameplay setup. Ariel S says the floating capes in creation. Yeah, like, I mean, I created Batman, but his cape like floats off of his shoulders. It looks fine when you're actually playing, like when you're in the midst of battle. But when it's like trying to take any pictures or anything, you have to get it angled perfectly. I just wish they would be a little more transparent with things. That's my thing. Like, their radio is silent. All they do is, like, when the characters have a birthday, they just like repost the birthday stuff. They're not really saying anything on Twitter. They haven't for like over a month. Omni King Zeno says, I put the music on random so I don't have to hear that same Creative Soul music. Yeah, I probably should do that. I actually have to go back and buy the original music because I want to hear the music from SoulCalibur 3. Brian Mina says, part 3 characters creation, you had your own moves. I know, that was my favorite part of it. I talked about that in a couple of videos, Brian, that you can check out on my channel. You started out with a basic move set, but then like the more you leveled the weapons up or leveled that style up, you had access to new moves and combos. And then when you perfected it, when you maxed it out, you would get the soul of that character, so you can actually create and use a mimic. But I like the original ones better. Like Taki style with the kunai has like the flames that shoot out, or like that like helicopter kick and stuff. I think it was way better. Yeah, SoulCalibur 3 was epic. I still play it like a lot. I probably play SoulCalibur 3 more than I play SoulCalibur 6, to be honest. Because whenever I get bored, I just go back and like I replay Chronicles of the Sword. I just like create all new characters. Yeah, select stages is definitely a thing that should be a feature. That I don't understand why it's not. Sir Blaze says it's because SoulCalibur 3 Creative Soul Voices got personality by wearing hero or villain armor. Yeah. They had like a like the good and evil like system in Libra of Souls this time around is not that good, honestly. Like there's not that many options to get the good or the bad ending. It's pretty much the same except for like tone or whatever. They at least give us 1 or 2 original styles for our created characters. Yeah, but you know how much work that is? I would love that, but I mean, like, I just wish they would do it like the SoulCalibur 3 way. You know, like, I wish, like, we can have different, like, our created characters had totally different move sets from the cast, and then, like, we can unlock the soul of, which is what, like, it's what the name of my channel is, Soul of Mark Yoon, because it's all because of 3. Wolf LMX says SoulCalibur 3 had all the characters could select SoulCalibur Soul Edge weapon. Yeah, that's a good point as well. They all had a SoulCalibur and a Soul Edge. And they all had a joke weapon too. That's another thing that's missing from this game. Well, there are joke weapons in this game, but they're definitely not as plentiful as they were in SoulCalibur 3. They're missing Soul Blade arranged theme songs like Li Long. Yeah, because Li Long's not in the game, and this is a reboot. So unless they put Li Long in the game, I doubt we would get that kind of stuff. Libra of Souls was bronze to me. It's pretty good. I mean, like, I spend more time in it doing the creative character fights, like with the Astral Fissures, than anything. I still haven't finished the story yet, but I definitely go in there just to mess around with like the Astral Fissures. Sir Blaze, did you unlock the hidden bosses? Sound Logic says there are many small things they could add which would make a huge difference, things that you wouldn't expect to take many resources to implement. Yeah, but the problem is I think they're either working on a next-gen version of SoulCalibur 6 and SoulCalibur 7 at the same time. Aeon's chicken legs weapons were legendary. Yeah, I also like the bug catching net. That was fun. And the squeaky toy, the squeaky toy hammer, that was fun too. Chronicles of the Soul is gold. Yeah, Chronicles of the Soul of the Sword was the best mode that's ever been in a SoulCalibur. Sir Blaze, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, buddy, and check out my other videos because I've done tons of videos on Chronicles of the Sword and things of that nature. Ranging Ningen says, imagine if they trolled us with the files and we get Yunsong, Zwei, Algol, Aeon, Dampier, Rock, Lilong. There's no way. And I told you, Zwei is 12 years old. He'll be in SoulCalibur VII, but he's not going to be in this. Brian says, speaking of Aeon, can you get his real moves? What do you mean? Like in SoulCalibur 5? Or are you talking about 6? I unlocked the hidden bosses, Sir Blaze. So you fought Inferno like all 3 times? Because I think you fight him 3 times. You already did? And you beat all the... Did you beat all the ancients? Did you master like all the weapons in Libra? Because then you have to fight like all the ancients. Well, he's not in 6 yet, Brian. That's why I was asking if you were talking about 5. Yeah, Matt's right. You can't, Solar Flare's right. You can't, it is in 6 because the lizard race uses it, but you can't use it. It's only for story mode. Legendary Gamer 62 says a mod for SoulCalibur 6. I guess like, since it is in the game, somebody could mod it to make it available for created characters, but that would only be on PC. I know, but since lately fighting games have made whack decisions lately when it comes to consistency. I mean, you can't really compare SoulCalibur to any other fighting game franchise, though, because they have, like, a tight leash from Bandai Namco. They don't have the free reign to do whatever they want. Ariel S. Hey, what's up? Says SoulCalibur Legends, SoulCalibur Broken Destiny, Lost Swords music pack for Season Pass 3, maybe. I can see them adding the music packs, definitely. Brian says they got the bootleg version. Sir Blade says, yeah, I fought them. That's cool. I haven't unlocked all the ancestors or ancients yet, but I have done a couple of them. They're pretty tough until you like overpower your character. It's like the only difficult part of the game, honestly. But I had a pretty good time with Libra. That when I first played Libra, I hated it. But after a while, like there's parts to it that I like, especially like all the hidden lore that's in there. Plus, like, you can't even unlock everything in a library until you actually do that. Yeah, Solar Flare, because you did the good ending and the evil ending, right? My favorite was the Ampier's theme from Broken Destiny, and I was surprised when it was in the SoulCalibur 4 music pack. Broken Destiny is just 4, and yeah, Broken Destiny is just SoulCalibur 4. It's just a very, very, very light, watered down version of 4. I mean, Resurrection has been a thing lately too. So, Resurrection of what? What are you talking about? Imagine Nightmare unlock a new form in SoulCalibur VII. It's possible. I mean, he kind of does in there's like a version for Inferno becoming Nightmare, which is pretty cool. But I really want Night Terror back. That's my thing. I wish he would just transform into Night Terror completely. Especially if he gets separated from Siegfried. Just like separate from Siegfried and like absorb a new host and literally become Night Terror, and that would be awesome. Dead characters coming back. Well, this is a reboot, so I don't know who would even be dead in this. The only thing that's still canon is Soul Edge. And then SoulCalibur 1 is now replaced by SoulCalibur 6. Well, not replaced, but you know what I mean. That's an older time. It's a different timeline, so it's a different dimension. Night Terror was a great Seeker character. Yeah, he was awesome. And he was hard, too. I liked it. If only Nightmare had his SoulCalibur 2 variant as a Player 2 outfit. If only this game had Player 2 outfits. I mean, I think it's a poor excuse not to have the second player outfit just because they gave us 100 character slots specifically to create outfits for the cast characters. I think it's a cop-out. A Con Man and SoulCalibur series brings the comic relief. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of comic relief characters, though. I think they're always, like, super cringy. They never get done right. I think the closest I came to actually liking one is probably Dan from Street Fighter. Leona says, Okubo Twit Melee. As even King of Fighters is bringing back dead characters, as if the data mines for Sam Show are true, then someone is coming back when they shouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but I mean, like, they're going to hurt their own canon if they do that without an explanation. Legendary Gamer Studio says, I feel like there was a host before Siegfried. I'm sure there was. They just said that Siegfried was the perfect bond with him or something. Like, they fit together the best. That's what the lore says. There have been other hosts. Fox says, yeah, Cervantes. A melee character for SoulCalibur 6, it would have to be the guest character. Or if they brought back Edgemaster with no weapon. I really don't like comic reliefs either, but Phoenix from MVC 3 always made me laugh because of the ridiculous ways you could beat people with them. Yeah, but Phoenix had, like, didn't she have, like, the worst health in that game? I think she has, like, the worst health of any character. Like, you can take her down so fast. Solarfair says, I'm sure there were tons of hosts before Siegfried. Yeah, it says it in the lore. I mean, Mortal Kombat brings back dead characters. Mortal Kombat's a totally different animal than this game. Mortal Kombat's a lot more out there. This is a little bit more grounded in Mortal Kombat. And even Mortal Kombat, the next game is a reboot, so. Someone called Ares. Yeah, Brian, she had awful health. Phoenix Wright? You mean like the lawyer guy? Yeah, Mortal Kombat really doesn't count when you're talking about this. And plus, they reboot their franchise every 3 games. Solarfer says, I don't like joke characters either. I prefer characters who are badass and still have some humor to them, like Yoshimitsu. Yeah, I definitely would prefer like a Yoshimitsu as opposed to like a Dampierre, for example. At first, I thought Berserker was human. Dan has an infinite in Street Fighter V. I saw. From Ace Attorney, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just hardly played as him in MVC. I didn't play as him that often. I have like a very strict team in MVC, and I don't really veer from them too much. Objection, definitely. Bring in the Mandalorian and SoulCalibur. No way. There's no way. And now that that's all Disney owned, there's no way that they would let that. Like LucasArts still owned during SoulCalibur 4. That's why they helped fund the game and add so much stuff, but Disney won't allow that. Yoshi's win screens are funny. Yoshimitsu's always been funny. He's a great character. Who is my main in Street Fighter V? Ken. I am a Ken guy. Your mains in MVC 3 were Spidey, Hulk, and Ghost Rider. Mine are Virgil, Weapon X, Wolverine, and I believe Dante. There's a couple others I use too. Like I use like Mega Man 0 too, and I use like there's a couple other characters I use. I think I have like 3 teams. Yeah, Legendary Gamer, you're right. Bandai Namco wouldn't add him at all. You like Guts from Berserk as a guest character? Yeah, somebody mentioned that earlier too. I would love Guts as a guest character also, but it would have to be relevant for cross-promotional purposes, and there's nothing new going on with Berserk whatsoever right now. In MVC3, I always used Phoenix, X23, and Trish / Deadpool. It's hard to use Phoenix, though, because she gets killed so fast. So do Cloud and Siegfried have the same weapons? No. I think, like, Siegfried's is a great sword, and Cloud's is a buster sword. And who would be the boss in SoulCalibur VII? I think it's going to be a secret boss, but I know that they're probably going to have Algol in SoulCalibur VII, but I think there's going to be a secret boss beyond him. Ken for the win. Yeah, that's my main, definitely in Street Fighter. Hyper combo. Yeah, I'd rather Disney stay as far away from SoulCalibur as possible. Also, good thing is that SoulCalibur is too small and niche for them to worry about. Yeah, well, if you played, spoiler alert, if you played season 2 Huang's story, like Algol is that voice that's talking to Ishka Oct in the story mode. So, will Abyss return? People have asked me that a lot. I don't think so, because I think Zasalamel is playing a lot more of a hero/mentor role this time, and I don't think his plans are going to involve like doing anything like evil or supposedly evil. So I'm not sure if he's going to return unless like he has some way of like controlling it for the good. Season 3, WTF, what do you mean? We've been talking about Season 3 for about an hour, but people are bringing up other stuff they want to talk about. Night Terror as a secret boss. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be Night Terror. I'm thinking that they're going to give Ishka Oct like a playable form. Like she's going to fuse with Juan Gobak like permanently or something, and they're going to make him an actual character. And then they're going to find some way to like steal like the power from Soul Edge. I think that's what's going to happen. Oh, really? I did Huang's and I never noticed. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's in Huang's or if it's in... There's a scene where like Ishka Oct is talking to Nightmare and they get interrupted by a secret disembodied voice from the sky, and it's talking about like gathering the souls and like coming back or whatever, and that's definitely Algol. Yeah, Raging Ninja, I agree. Abyss could return, but with a different host and a new weapon. That's true. Though I did dig the scythe. I still don't like SoulCalibur 6's visual style. Unreal Engine 4 looks cartoony. SoulCalibur 4 and 5 had a nice dark aesthetic, nicer lighting. Well, I think 4 definitely looked the best out of the whole series. Even 5 was a little bit much for me. SoulCalibur 7 will definitely fix it because it's going to be using Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 is a lot more realistic than Unreal Engine 4 was. Unreal Engine 4 is like super outdated. Solar for 95 says that, or all the shepherds could merge into one being. It's a possibility. Or Soul Edge like itself could absorb all of the shepherds and swords and like transform a user into like something crazy like a Night Terror kind of thing. That's also a possibility. I think Zasalamel is a neutral because he tells the conduit to decide his own fate. I think that's because he doesn't want to push the conduit to the evil side, because the conduit is linked directly to the astral chaos, so he could be like the ultimate good guy or ultimate savior depending on like which way he goes. They are setting up Huang as the protagonist. Miliki Raging says, well, Huang was the main character of Soul Edge, the first game. In the Korean version and I believe the Hong Kong version of the game, they swapped out Mitsurugi for Huang. I mean, they're both still in the game, but they made Huang the main character in that. So from the first game on, Huang's been a main character. SoulCalibur live action movie? I hope not. If they do a SoulCalibur, there was an animated series planned, an anime, but it got canceled. I hope they do that. I'd rather have an anime, honestly. I think they could do more stuff within a live action. I'm worried about them screwing up a live action. What if they made Patroclus a very different character? Rather than be Sophitia's kid? I mean, it's a possibility, but the reception that 5 got, I don't know if Patroclus is going to come back. I did like 4's visuals as well, although Amy in 4 looked like she stayed up until 4 a.m. every day. That's because she did. To each their own. I prefer 5. Yeah, you can prefer 5 all you want, but I'm saying consensus-wise, like generally speaking, most people hate 5. And it's not because of anything with the gameplay or anything like that. It's because they replaced all of the traditional characters with newer, lesser fleshed out versions of themselves. The story mode was cut in like a fifth, and they didn't even do anything that they were supposed to do with it. There was modes that were planned for it single player that they cut out of the final game because they were taking too long, and they canceled all the DLC. So there's a lot of reasons. I mean, even the director of 5, as soon as like the 5 sales came back, he like quit. Yeah, Brian, I think an anime would be better. Live action video game movies are always garbage. Yeah, definitely. Or super campy. I hope they do a never live action, remembering Evolution. Yeah. Oh, don't bring up Dragon Ball Evolution. The only good part about that movie is Jamie Chung. Because Jamie Chung is great, but she's not a great Chi-Chi, but she's great. Yeah, I'm all for more anime instead of live action. 100%. Hope season 3 for Algol. I doubt it. Algol's probably going to be one of the main characters, one of the main antagonists of SoulCalibur VII. They're not going to put him in this late in the game. 3 is the best. In my opinion, 3 is also the best. Patroclus could have been a much better character. There's actually plans for him to have more in-depth character analysis, but like I said, they cut the story by like a fifth because they weren't ready for release, and Bandai Namco told them they had to release it at that time. I'm glad they changed his weapons. Oh, would there be a Spartan fighting style character? There could be. I think that would be awesome. Also, no Talon in SoulCalibur 5. There's no anybody in SoulCalibur 5. There's no like Taki. There's no Setsuka. There's no they were all replaced by like the lesser versions of themselves, like Natsu. And I know some of those characters are redeeming. Like some of them are cool, but like Shiba and Natsu and all them, but they were just lesser versions of the people that are supposed to be replaced. Some modded Natsu in SoulCalibur 6. Yeah, you told me that on Discord. I remember you saying that. They were supposed to do a SoulCalibur anime, but it just got canceled because they were going to do the SoulCalibur anime alongside of SoulCalibur 5, but with SoulCalibur 5's poor reception, they canceled the anime. Well, especially if you've played Mortal Kombat 11, the ending is it ends in a reboot of the whole franchise, so I don't think they'll add on another combat pack after that. 5 cut damn near the entire roster and OG characters. Yep, that was one of the big problems about it. I did like the music in 5. What really killed me was using guard impact was a huge mistake. I agree 100%. The worst excuse they made towards Taki being said is that she was too old to fight. Yeah, it was stupid. Yeah. I like the director for 5 was a new director from 4. He wasn't director for 4. And he had this big notion. I actually did a whole documentary on it. You guys can find it's like the road to SoulCalibur. You can find it in my my documentary playlist. But he wanted it to go all esports. And he was taking reference from Street Fighter Alpha. So he wanted to replace all the old characters with new characters, and he thought people would like it, but they didn't. And the game's just so bare bones. There's like no single player modes in it. Yeah, Lizardman is a Spartan soldier. I just wish that he was more Spartan-like with his like moveset. I think that's what they're talking about, their fighting style. Edgemaster, yeah, Edgemaster is. I think Edgemaster is technically an ancient. He's one of the ancients. It's sad that Necrod was only a collaboration character. Yeah, and he won't come back because like he's tied in with Spawn's likeness rights because Tom McFarlane created him specifically for SoulCalibur 2, so he won't appear in another game. Especially not when Mortal Kombat's using the rights for Spawn right now too. Yeah, Mike, people are actually talking about Toki already, but I think he'd be better as a created character than like an actual character himself, because unless he utilizes a complete different moveset, like a katana or something like that. But if he's another Kanai user, then I'm not sure if I would like that. I want them to have like a more diversity of weapons. All right, guys, we're going to end the stream here. It's been an hour and 10 minutes, so we are going to do a members-only play stream. If you guys want to play, you can jump on the Discord and we can add your PSN. So we're gonna go play on PSN right now with the members only, and it's one of the reasons to join. There is a 99-cent tier, and if somebody calls out, then you can jump in. But I am going to talk to you guys on the next stream, and there obviously, or you can come back on Monday for the video, because if you're new to this channel, I do videos Monday through Thursday, and then I do streams on Saturday. All right, with that being said, guys, we're going to bring this video to a close. You have to jump on the Discord. There's a link, not in this video, because it won't be until it goes up fully. But go to any of my videos and go into the description box, Brian, and the link to my Discord is in every description box of my videos. So be sure to subscribe and then jump into the Discord if you want to add that. And Atherin and Dragon Eel is the one to talk to about setting you up for that, because he will be the one to add you. That being said, guys, we're going to bring this video to a close. As always, I want to thank you for watching and joining the stream. Thank you, everybody who asked questions and was a part of this. Thank you for all the new people who subscribed and all that good stuff. And as always, guys, I love it. Thank you. And thank you.